Hello, Miss Bertacchi and Mr. Crawford. How are you doing this afternoon? Are you ready to answer some questions? And my name is Landon, and this is
Katie.
our first question is to Miss Bertacchi. What will you do when you retire?
Let's see. My husband and I plan on doing some traveling. We have a trailer and we're going to spend a little time seeing America. I love, you know me, I love to read. I love to watercolor and doing some yoga, some meditation, spending a little time decompressing after all these years.
And what about you, Mr. Crawford?
Oh, well, I can agree with the decompressing part for sure. Yeah, I'm a travel bug also. I love to travel and I love to be outside a lot. So I'm gonna do a lot of that to get me back to some kind of normalcy, because in the last couple of years for everybody's been kind of wild, and it's been a long time coming. So visit with a lot of friends, play a lot of golf, get out in nature a lot, go to the beach, enjoy life. Just enjoy life. I know Miss Bertacchi has worked hard, and so have I, and so I don't think we're going to be shy about that.
When did you start teaching here, Mrs. Bertacchi?
Okay, Mr. Crawford, when did you start teaching here?
Miss Bertacchi, when did you start teaching here?
2 years after you did. Because I met you when I was an inclusion specialist in your room, and I was stationed out of the district office.
That is absolutely right. When my very first year, when I was here, I was teaching kindergarten, and Miss Bertacchi came into my room and worked with one of my students, and we have been
friends
ever since. Yes, we have been buddy classes and everything else in between.
And the truth is, if it wasn't for Mr. Crawford, I never would have come to Sutterville.
Wow.
Wow.
Oh, well, thank you.
I loved working in your classroom. I absolutely loved being in your classroom and watching you teach. You blew my socks off.
In my first year, no.
Yeah.
No. I mean, but
no, you were amazing. But you were amazing even back then. No, you really are. You really know how to engage your students.
Well. Thank you. But it was the same for me. I watched you deal with Rachel. I remember Rachel. Now she's 30 something.
Yeah.
Wow.
I watched you deal with Rachel, and I learned so much from you. And we were both learning at that time, but it was a great thing. And I'm glad I had all this time to work with you, because it's been special. It's been real special.
Yeah, we've been buddy teachers for 12 years.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And more than that, though, probably ever since we first met.
Yeah.
Next question. Will you miss Sutterville, and why?
Oh, for me, I love the kids. You guys are I'm going to get emotional. You're the best part. The kids you guys are so much fun, and you bring enthusiasm and laughter and love, and everything wonderful that goes on in that classroom comes from your energy. And I will say I will miss I have very close friendships with some of the teachers at the school, and I will miss not seeing them every day. I really will. And I have especially loved, obviously Mr. Crawford, but I have been working with Mrs. Mayer in 4th grade for years, and it's really hard to say goodbye to her. She is a fabulous human being.
What about you, Mr. Crawford?
Could you repeat the question again? I didn't catch the first part of that.
All right. Will you miss Sutterville and why?
Oh my goodness. Yeah. Well, it's only been the last 25 years of my life. Yes, of course. It's already a big hole there. But yeah, I grew up in the neighborhood. So I've taught my friends' kids. I've taught their kids. I'm so ingrained in the neighborhood. It's not like I'm really gonna miss anything because everybody's still here. I still see everybody, and actually I'll get to see them without masks on. I'll know who they are. It'll be cool. But yeah, coming up. But I live right around the corner from school, and the thing I'm going to miss the most is I think what Miss Bertacchi said is the children. The children. It's always been a great bunch of kids. It's always been the strength of our school is the families and the children at our school. And I'll miss them in bunches. I mean, as far as I know, they live across the street. They live down the street. I see them all the time, and they come up behind me at the store, and they're all grown up, and they say, "Hello, Mr. Crawford." I'm like, "Whoa!" But so I get that in the neighborhood. But I will really miss. I think I'll really miss just having a class every morning. Something to go in and to have a brand new class every day, and just think the possibilities are endless again every day. And I know that sounds kind of whatever, but yeah, that's what I'll miss. I'll miss that mostly. Yeah. And of course Cindy, I get to see Cindy every day.
I paid him to say that.
Oh, baloney. I owe you so much I can't even afford you. Oh.
And was Sutterville the first school you taught at, Mrs. Bertacchi?
No. I actually started my career in San Juan, and then I came to my graduate work was all in inclusion, is making sure that all students could fare well in a general ed classroom. And I came to Sutterville when they asked me to start a learning center. And I told them, I promised them that I would give it 2 years, because I was kept switching in my career every 2 years. And 23 years later, I'm still here. I never thought I would. I honestly didn't think, because I always wanted to learn and grow. And believe me, Sutterville has given me a lot of opportunity to learn and grow. And my passion is kids and learning, and so it's been fun.
And what about you, Mr. Crawford?
I think I've been teaching since I was a kid. I mean, that's the kind of person I've always kind of been. Professionally, I've taught every single certificated day at Sutterville. I've been 25 years at Sutterville. I've taught as far as like as a teacher's aide. I've taught in San Diego, Los Angeles, all kinds, San Francisco Bay Area. I've taught in a lot of places. So I had a lot of experience with kids before I came to being a teacher on my own. And that happened at Sutterville, and in the neighborhood that I grew up in, which is really kind of strange because I never thought I'd be back here. But 25 years later, as Ms. Bertacchi said, here I am. So my experience is here, and I've worked with all ages, but since I've been at Sutterville, it's been kindergarten, first grade. That's where I've been. Yeah.
What is your favorite school subject, Ms. Bertacchi?
Science. I know I love science, but I really do. I have a passion for writing, and I have a passion of, well, if you've ever walked into my classroom, I've got a passion for reading. And I also really like math. So, geez, it's really hard. I think doing science experiments with you guys is my favorite thing to do, but I really love it all.
What is yours, Mr. Crawford?
Being a kindergarten first grade teacher, I would have to say my favorite subject is teaching life. Everything that we do at that time is integrated in how you're going to get it in life, and it doesn't become so specialized yet, but you get to kind of piece life together for the kids, and that's my subject. I love explaining how things work to kids in every subject area and every part of the curriculum. I love doing that, but putting it together, making that light bulb go on all the time, that's the big buzz for me. That is the big buzz for me. So I know it sounds kind of corny again, oh, life, but it is making things make sense, making things make sense for kids in their lives, so that they get it, and it has such a deep meaning in it. And I think that's what I really like. I like having the light bulb go on and them get it and go, oh my goodness. And then plus they get engaged, right? Once that happens, it's like hitting a golf ball really well. Once it happens, you're hooked. Anyway, yeah. So 4-letter word for being existing is called life. Yes. Good question. I like that.
Okay. Was fourth grade, Mrs. Bertacchi, was fourth grade the first grade you taught?
No, 6th grade was the first grade I ever taught.
Okay.
And then I've taught a lot of grades in between, and I even kind of got, I shouldn't say stuck. I did not enjoy it, but I taught a college class once, taking over for a friend who was sick. Like just so my 4th grade, I will say, is my favorite grade to teach.
And you, Mr. Crawford?
As the certificated teacher I was talking about at Sutterville, I've taught 2 grade levels. I've taught kindergarten for 15 years and now first grade for 10 years. And so that's kind of where I'm at. I have taught before, in different areas and different settings. I've taught adults, and I've taught the little 2 to 3 year olds too when I was working. And so, but yeah, kindergarten, first grade, when you get them and you can open their heads up and put a lot of good stuff in there. And that's I think that's what I've been doing mostly. Yeah.
Was Sutterville your favorite school you taught at, Miss Bertacchi?
By far, or I would not have stayed. I have loved teaching at Sutterville. Loved. I love the community, the families, the parents. And it was always, did you get the experience, Mr. Crawford, of teaching a student who you had taught their parents?
Parents and grandparents. Yeah.
I know. It blows you away when somebody that you taught at the beginning of your career at Sutterville, all of a sudden you're teaching their children. And I loved it when they say, oh, you need to do this and you need to do this. Okay.
That's true. That's funny.
What about you, Mr. Crawford?
Oh, tell me the question again. I'm just listening to Ms. Bertacchi's answers, and I'm just having a great time reminiscing, and I'm forgetting what exactly the question is. What was it?
Was Sutterville your favorite school you taught at?
Well, yeah, since I became a teacher instead of a sub or a substitute teacher or anything like that. Yeah, and the reason I stayed is because it's my neighborhood. I grew up here. I actually started off in the Bowling Green area in South Sacramento way long time ago, and that was the edge of town. But then coming back here, yeah, this is where I grew up. I went to San Brandon, went to McClatchy, and so coming to Sutterville, I was, I wanted to do something for my neighborhood. Yeah, I wanted to keep the connection, and it has been fun. Because there's nowhere I can go around this neighborhood without somebody, knowing me or me knowing them. And it's not always a good thing, but it's mostly a good thing. No, yeah, settle, yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's my school. It's my home school. my home neighborhood. I live around the corner.
The next few questions, they're going to be personal questions.
Okay.
Mrs. Bertacchi, is Winnie the Pooh your favorite cartoon character?
Yes.
Mr. Crawford, will you miss your classroom?
Will I miss my classroom? By the way, Miss Bertacchi, I don't know if I ever told you, I played Tigger in a production of House at Pooh Corner.
Oh.
Could you imagine me being Tigger?
No. Yeah, I can see you as Tigger.
Oh. Okay. Sorry. Back to missing my classroom or my class. Oh, of course. I'll miss my kids. You know, they keep coming, and I love to teach them. I'll still be around the neighborhood. I'll still be, popping in at Tiny Tots and all the other places that I've made. I raised the girls at Tiny Tots who are now doing Tiny Tots. I taught them at my kindergarten. But anyway, yeah, I'm gonna miss it. I'm gonna miss all the stickers on my door that I put on there. That was very personal. And my posters, but yeah, I'm gonna miss it. I love it. Huge part of my identity and who I am. Yes, I will miss it.
I'm gonna miss the books. There's nowhere else but my classroom can I be surrounded by thousands of books.
Mrs. Bertacchi, is the answer to everything 47?
It absolutely is. Any question you have in life, the answer is 47.
And Mr. Crawford, was this year tough because people weren't listening on Zoom?
Actually, I gotta say, I have an entertainment, theatrical background, and a little bit of a benefit. But I thought it would be really tough, and it has been tough for everybody. It's different for everybody. It's new, nobody knows. But I've had a really, really good time. I've had a really good time doing it. I found out all these little things, more things that work with kids, that get them jazzed about what you're doing, and they'll come up with the same conclusion in the end, that Mr. Crawford's nuts, and I like to learn from him.
My class will just tell you I'm weird.
Yeah, they probably will.
Got a witness.
But it's okay. Why be normal? That's all I'm going to say. Why be normal? And what is normal?
Hey, weird is great if you're productive. Different is great if you're productive. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Oh, these are good questions, guys.
I bet they're sorry they asked us to do this together.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah. There you go. So what personal question are we going to ask me so I can talk for an hour and a half? Oh.
Well, you're down to your last one.
Oh my goodness.
Was this year good for your last year?
It was. The last year and a half has been completely not what I wanted for me to finish my career. Not at all. But it's like what I always teach my kids. Life. You get up the next day and you roll with it. You make the best of it. And obviously, we're coming through this thing pretty doggone well. And when everybody gets back to school, and like the kids, I'm in kindergarten, first grade. Those kids didn't really have any real school experience that you guys had, Landon. Right? You guys got to go through that and got used to school. The kids that are coming through now didn't get that, so now they're going to start to get it. So anyway, I'm sorry. Tell me again. I'm starting to ramble. What was the question again? Give it to me.
Was this year good for the last year?
Thank you. Yeah, it was good. It was really fun. I got to. The people at the school have wanted me to team teach for billions, 23 years, and I got to team teach the last year and a half. It's been wonderful. We've done some fantastic things, and the kids have learned a lot. So, yeah, like I said, it's different. It's different, but I feel happy with what I've done and what my kids have learned. They're blowing my mind. It's great. And then we're going to get them all back tomorrow.
Oh, I know. Tomorrow, best day ever. Oh, yeah. I know. My poor class had to live with me being so. I was riding that roller coaster. First, we thought they were all coming back, and then they said no. Then they said yes. Then they said no. And I was so afraid to be hopeful. And now I am so jazzed. At least I get 24 out of the 27 back with me.
That's great.
I know.
That's awesome. I'm
I
gonna
know.
get a little more than half, but that's okay. I got all desks in there now, and it looks like my old room kind of.
I know.
Yeah.
I can't wait till I can rip all the blue off and have it just for a couple of days like a normal classroom with books.
Oh, and also anybody that wants to come into my room, I'm going to spray everything, and you can just raid my room. You can take whatever you want. I got 25 years of stuff, guys. It's most amazing.
And you know what? I am blessed. Mr. Izagari says he will take it all. He's going to do all the books and I know, be jealous.
I am jealous, man. That's amazing.
Taking care of it all for me. He likes the stuff on the walls.
Whoa.
I love you, Ray.
Oh my goodness. All right.
We will still laugh. We will still laugh about your bad jokes and still remember your singing.
So yeah, I have tortured them. If they are not paying attention to me, I torture them by singing Winnie the Pooh. And I do have the worst jokes ever. But it's okay. They know who's giving them grades, and they must laugh at least one bad joke a day.
Well, I think we have the comedy thing in common. I think we have that in common.
Yeah. Oh, and my classes, they are so funny. And then they'll tell me really bad jokes, and it's amazingly fabulous.
Yes.
They're great. You guys are funny.
Yeah,
I really do. If you have to leave during a pandemic, I couldn't have asked for a better class than the one I have. Because they have made this year a joy. And they made me take a no nagging pledge for getting work done for the last month. So that's kind of been nice. I love to nag. I'm on a 12-step program.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Well, that's been fun. Okay.
Mrs. Bertacchi, was this a good year?
It was a fabulous year, Landon. I loved my class's enthusiasm. I loved their humor. I loved their dedication. You guys showed the best of what human beings can be.
Do you have any last words?
I love you all. What about you, Mr. Crawford? You got any last words?
Yeah, you guys are great, and bless you all, because they say this every generation, but man, you guys are the future, and we need the future now, guys. And you guys are it. And I tell you, I'll put my stock with you guys, because you're not only book smart, you're thinkers, and that's what
you know what they are.
Yeah.
And I be active in your community, get out and vote.
Yeah.
And I totally trust my future to the students I've had from Sutterville.
Yeah.
I do.
Yep.
The planet is in good hands.
Yep.
I hope you all had a great year at Sutterville. We will miss you.
Oh,
well, thank you very much. Girl. You guys are awesome.
And we will see you tomorrow.
Yes, you will.
You bet you will.
I know. I'm so excited. I get to have 24 warm bodies in my room. And I honestly had got to the point I didn't think it would happen. So I'm very excited.
Yeah, for us, better late than never, huh?
Oh yeah, I don't care if there are only 13 days left of the school year or however many there are.
10,
I
yeah.
will take what I can get and feel blessed and be happy that I get to see you all together. So
That's about it. I hope everyone has a good day.
you too. Thank
too,
you,
guys.
Becky
We
and
appreciate it.
Katie.
You guys are
Bye.
awesome. Love you, Cindy. You take
Bye.
care. All right. Have a good